Coming to you live from wherever the heck Jeremy wants to bring it to you from. This is Live with 55. What is up, everybody? Let me go ahead and get everything set up so I can see as you all are joining in, and we can give y'all some love and some props and everything. Welcome to our weekend edition of Live with 55. I'm your host, Jeremy Wallman, and here with my co-host, Wes Keys.
What's going on?
And the hostess cupcake with the mostest cupcake, the H.GY. What's good, Higgs?
What's good, everybody?
Not much, man. Look, we're coming to you today to recap the stuff that has went on all week. So throw some topics in here. We'll talk about it. We did a show earlier in the week, but some stuff has happened since then. So whatever y'all want, this is our freestyle, our weekend freestyle show. So we'll address anything y'all want to talk about. But what I wanted to start off with today, and again, as always, if you want to sponsor the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast, which includes Live with 55 and the Cardinal, if you want to sponsor the Cardinal Sports Zone network family of podcasts, which is the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast, or Live with 55. We'll have the email down in the bottom left-hand corner. We're talking with a bunch of businesses this week. Think y'all are going to be happy with some of the people we bring on going forward. So it'll be a good time. Why am I getting so much echo? Is that because of you, Higgy?
It might have been because I know I'm moving things forward, trying to make sure like my angle is at the exact.
Oh yeah, because look, y'all don't know this about Wes yet, but he wants to be pretty on TV. So he's got to get the angles right. He's got to get the angles right. He's got to get the filter right. So go ahead, set up. We'll wait for you.
Hey, no. First and foremost, I'm going under the direction of the pretty brother himself, 55. I got to make sure my lights, my camera, everything else is on. Is on point.
Speaking of pretty mofos, let's go ahead and get this in here too. Hey, what's up? What's up, TV star?
Yes, sir.
What?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. Like TV's the one that snitched on you. Like normally when you go, look, let's go ahead and let's put this out for everybody to talk about. When you're going to the game and you tell your friends, "Hey, man, I'm going to the game." Don't you expect some? If you were going, but you didn't know I was going, would you hit me up and be like, "Man, I'm going to the game. Let's link up. Let's have a good time." But no, I had to look across the court a couple times to see this human red and yellow highlighter sitting across from me. And
hey, I was
like, "Is that Sam?"
Credit. I couldn't give him too much credit. I know if I popped out tonight, I'll be there. So.
Yeah, and listen. Depending on the weather, me and my homie about to slide out too. So it all depends.
Well, I ain't getting him in trouble this time. That was a one-time deal.
I can't do too much. The kiddos in the house on my end, so like
I got you.
I'm definitely for sure.
But no, I didn't get no notification, nothing. I look across from me. Hold on, real quick. I looked across from me. Sitting right here was Sam Baisden. Sitting right here was Perrin Johnson, and sitting all the way across the way, 3 rows up, was Jeremy Wallman and homeless Sean Barber. Make that make sense. I had no idea. Look, this is how we positively identified Sam. I had like 10 texts like, "Sam at the game sitting in the front row in the big money seats?" I was like, "No, that can't be. Where do y'all see him at?" They're like, "Oh, he's in all red and yellow." And sure enough, I look over to my right, and it's like the mascot for Ronald McDonald's is sitting there all in his I'm loving it starter outfit. Look at that. And I'm like, well, maybe it's him, maybe it's not. So TJ was like, well, let me look, because TJ was our photographer. Shout out to TJ Barr was there. He's like, well, hold on a second. So he takes a picture, zooms in. We do the facial recognition. I'm like, that is this mother-loving Sam Baisden. Well, I had to get his attention so he could big time me and wave me down to talk to him. So I'm giving you the floor to defend yourself, even though it's not possible.
Hey, yeah. So it went like this, right? So I was at home playing 2K, and my dad calls me and was like, "What are you doing?" I said, I'm just home getting ready to watch the game. He's like, well, I have a ticket to the game. Do you want to come with me? So I'm hesitant because my dad, he's a student, but he also likes to sit up in the nosebleed, like the 300 section. And I was like, I don't know, but let me think about it. About 10, 20 minutes go by. I say, you know what? I'm not doing anything. I'll just go ahead and support the team because I stay telling people go out and support the team. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna come with you. And when we got there, I fully expected to go up. He walks me up to the steps, and we go to the club level. I said, club level? I said, where do you get these tickets from? He didn't say anything. And then I saw his friend, and then they all took us down to the floor, and I was like, oh snap! Like, well, I'm glad I decided to come out because I was just gonna stay home and watch the game, but it was fun.
There was a lot of Cardinal Sports Zone members there today. We got to see, and a lot of our fans as well. We appreciate you all. Really quick shout out to Andre, Crystal, and Wayne joining us on Facebook. We'll get the text line here in a second, but that's the first thing I really want to talk about, the atmosphere in there. So I can tell you this for a matter of fact, Sam can co-sign on it. What you all see on Twitter is not what it's like in real life at the arena. People there are loud. They're walking in. There's no gloom and doom. It's, man, I really hope we can get this today. I hope we can see some progress. And it is what it is. When I watched that basketball game today, I saw, even though we lost the game, I saw building blocks. I saw positivity. I still didn't see much defense, but I saw a lot of stuff that normally you wouldn't say, oh, well, okay, moral victory, blah, 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 whatever. But I was really, really into, and then I went back to the locker room after the game. I got to speak with Sky Clark, and he was very, very thankful and humble and happy. West, that the fans have come out and supported him. And that's really one of the first things they all say is that it's never the same energy in public that it is on social media. So those of you all that are crapping all over the team on social media, Sky doesn't even look at his mentions. So continue to tag him. He'll continue to ignore you. But I saw I think the term was used in the post-game presser, starting to turn the corner. And I fully believe, and Sam, I'll ask you your opinion next since you were actually there at the game. I truly felt like I saw this team turn the corner this week. How do you feel about that?
They're starting to turn that corner for me. Because one of the biggest things I feel like this team has been lacking outside of like experienced leadership is consistency. And we've seen them play a good game against Miami. We've seen them come back again and play a good game offensively today. So if they can keep up, if they could find a way to fast track their defense, I think you'll see the team start to make some noise. Maybe not win more games, but definitely compete and have a chance to win a whole lot more games than you thought so a month and a half ago. And about the crowd, Card Nation, listen, when you get the chance, or even if you don't make the chance, come out there, support these young guys because they feed off of that energy. Believe it or not, the crowd wasn't the usual men's basketball crowd, but they fed off of that energy. So in the coming games, the home games, come out, support, get loud, cheer, and watch these young men make you all proud. Like I say, it might not always reflect in the win-loss column, but they will definitely put on a good show, as they did today.
Absolutely. And Wes, I want to get your point of view here in a second. But what I want to say first is this. And if anybody from the University of Louisville is listening, please plug your ears. When it comes to be the second half, all y'all people in this 300 sections, move y'all's butts down to this first and second section.
Yep,
Nobody.
I agree.
They don't check tickets. The only place they check tickets is at the High Roller Sam Baisden Club. They don't check tickets anywhere else in the whole building. In the second half, let's start it. Make it a tradition. In the second half, come down. And if for some reason you get somebody's seats who was still stuck in the concession line, There's still gonna be plenty of seats for right
just
now.
Move over.
Just scoot over. Absolutely. Wes,
So before we go on something else, oddly enough, the guy who was sitting right next to me on my right, he's a Miami Dolphin fan.
Be right back. My little brother just hit me. Hold on, I'll be right back. Right back.
And the guy 2 seats over is an Oakland Raider fan. So I was stuck between an Oakland Raider fan and a Miami Dolphin fan today.
Higgy,
So
what are you doing?
Is he stretching?
I don't know. All I saw was his arm.
No,
he reaching
that's
for
the cabinet. He's leaving for food.
He was getting something to eat.
No, I'm getting the dog a treat.
Okay.
Higgy, what about your point of view? I mean, you were the first one to hit me up and be like, "Oh, I see Sam. Oh, I see you and Sean. Oh, so he's the neighborhood snitch. We know that now." But how did you feel like the game? What were your my biggest takeaway was the 12-0 start run to start the game. That absolutely debilitated us for the entire rest of the game. Without that start, the game could have ended up differently. But how did you feel from watching it from home? What were some of your takeaways from the game?
I love the fight in this team. I think they finally got the stuff clicking that they need to be able to fight like they've been doing. Seeing a different point guard than Sky Clark has been different as well. Seeing somebody else handle the ball, bringing it up the court, it's been different. But I think Sky's
been
better
very
off.
Complimentary to Sky. You wouldn't have thought that off jump, but he has been very complimentary to Sky and Mike both. Real quick here before you, another thing I noticed, like the reason we lost the game, other than that big spurt started off, is our lack of depth in the big position. Like that big dude, like he wasn't as big as Escalade, my brother, but what's the one? What's the Ford Focus out there? Whatever his name was.
Hey,
what?
Jeremy, I ain't gonna lie. Another thing I'll say to you, he wasn't as nimble as Escalade.
No, and I'll tell you right now, I was sitting with Sky Clark's dad. Great dude.
Escalade was nimble. He knew how to move.
I'm telling you this right now. If Brandon Huntley Hatfield learned how to time that spin, I told Sky's dad, I was like, this dude wouldn't have one basket on me. I would have kept him pushed away from the rim. I would have boxed him out on rebounds, and he'd have been out here fouling me, frustratingly fouling me. But I can't knock Brandon. He's been killing it. He's been doing his thing. He just couldn't time that spin, and I had it timed every single rep. Another thing that killed us is for the second game out of 3, our opponents just couldn't miss from the free throw line. They were 14 for 16 for the entire game, missing their very last one and one of the very first ones of the game. So it's something you really can't help that. But if they shoot like they normally shoot, just like who was it before? Who did we play before Miami? Or did Miami? Miami shot really well. Pitt. That's right. Pitt wasn't good from the free throw line on the season and absolutely went bananas. Honestly, free throw line. Let's get to the chat line for a second, then we'll go on with our thoughts and stuff. Thank you, Daniel and Jeremy, for joining in. Dwayne Cross, good card fan. Fabian, what's up? Jay's laughing at my hickey jokes, probably. Dwayne says, I've seen a lot of progress, but still need work. We're getting there. I agree. If we could just be patient. Now, look, I know that's not a popular thing. Let's just be patient. But guys are still learning. Kenny is still learning. It is what it is. Maybe he shouldn't still be learning, but he had a lot of the stuff off. I'm still frustrated with Kenny. I'm not saying I'm ready to just be like, oh yeah, I want Kenny for year 3 and yada yada yada. But I saw him show emotion against Miami. I saw him show emotion today. Nolan was out of his seat like he has every game, just trying to get the kids fired up. That was a great sight to see. Corey, what's up? Quentin McCauley, what's happening? Worldwide Watson, what's good, guys? Do y'all know that I saw Worldwide West at the game today, and he was sitting behind the NC State bench, oddly enough.
Maybe because of Joel Justice?
No, Kevin Keats.
Hold on, so you talking about legitimately the
Yeah.
Worldwide.
If it wasn't him, it looked just like. And I was sitting next to Jerry Eves.
No, I have no doubt. I believe you. I just didn't know like if
He
it
was
was
hollering
like
for
what's
Wes.
really going on.
He was like, "Oh, look, Wes is down there." And I looked down there. I'm like, "Oh, that is Wes." Shelby over here laughing. Appreciate Shelby. Corey says, "Go Cards, go Steelers." I appreciate that, Corey. I know that's not what it says, but that's what I'm saying. Cashmere, what's up, fam? Jason Baker, what's up, fellas? Higgy looks like George Washington crossing the Delaware. Yeah, God dang. Hi, Paul Thomas. What's good? Hi from the NWTF banquet. Appreciate you joining in. Paul's one of the guys that we're talking to this next week about possible sponsorship of the show, so we appreciate him. Have a good evening, guys. Michelle, hi, family. Hi, sis. Good things are coming in. What's good, fellas, from Shelby? We gotta get Shelby on here. One of these live at 55.
That's Shelby Green.
Yeah, when we don't have 4 people in here, we'll
bro?
Yes, we'll start to bring some of the guests in here to give their some of the viewers in to give their points of view and stuff. I like doing that from time to time. Ryan says, "I love the fight we put in today." Michelle said the crowd was definitely the 6th man. Corey said, "Looking a ton better. Still had those mental mistakes. I sat in section 112 and the crowd was awesome." I was sitting. Well, I started off the game. I cheated a little bit because every game I've been to this year, we were undefeated until today's game when I was in attendance. Now we are 0-1 when I'm in attendance, but Sam sneaks in and don't tell nobody. Oh, Sam left. Okay, well, we didn't want you here no way. I didn't even get to get my punchline in, Sam. You suck. Okay, but I was there in the corner in the front row, and then for the first time this season, the people showed up for their seats, so I had to move back over to our seats, which was still 3 rows back, right behind the bench. So it wasn't a bad look, wasn't a bad view. Jeff Leff says, "What up, fellas? What's good?" Tanner Hick, you were in 313. Come down. Look, anytime y'all are at a game and y'all want to know if the people are in the seats, hit one of us up, and we'll let you know how the seats are looking. Should have come down. Manny,
move down expeditiously.
I like that. Great content. I live in Dallas, so I don't get to hear about my cars a lot. Donovan, look, you've been a follower of mine and the websites for a long time. We appreciate you supporting us for this long, and we love to provide the content. I love talking, and I love talking about Higgy and Sean mostly, but we have a good time. You know, for somebody who's not connected, I do know a lot of people and talk a lot. So we'll leave it at that. Jeremy, it's a bunch of static noise in the background. I think that was Sam. Yeah, that's because Sam left. Sam always calls from like live shots, and you. So I apologize for that, y'all. Yeah, Manny does have to get healthy.
Yeah.
Cardon, the wingman. Literally, CSZ fam. Shelby said Shelby's down to come in anytime. Gave up way too many open threes. Have no idea why we switched to the zone.
Yeah,
that was just nailing the threes. Yeah, his blind grandma could see the center for NC State was timing his spin to the left. Shout out to Sky for acknowledging the fan energy. Sky's dad. Oh my God, my hand is still red from how hard he was giving me high fives when we were down there cheering and having a good time. But yeah, Kenny, great point, Fabian. Kenny Payne coaching his butt off. Love the effort and fight. Look, at the end of the day, I'm going to support my team. I'm going to support my coaching staff until they're not my coaching staff any longer. Am I personally happy with Kenny and stuff that I've heard? No, I'm not. But I have seen some change this week. I went after the game. Me and Sean went over to our favorite juice bar, Cherry Picking, and hung out with Nolan and his wife and our sister Sydney. Y'all didn't know me and Nolan were brothers. I mean, we look just alike, except for I'm a little taller. Sky's pop, man, he just was talking about how Sky don't really feed into the negativity on social media. He don't pay attention to it. He really believes this team is really close to making things right. And to be fair, I can show you all private DMs between me. I wouldn't, but I could. between me and Scott, where the entire season he's been like, just a little bit more work, we'll be there. Just a little bit more work, just a little bit more work. And to his credit, that's what his dad said. That's what he said. And he really feels like they are on the cusp of turning things around. You'll know who he is because he's got a big 5'5" on his back, and he sits like second row at the Yum in the corner. So if you see him, Michelle, Sydney Smith is your sister? No, she's my. Well, I guess that makes us all brother and sisters, because me and Sydney have known each other since Sydney was like 6. Have you known her since she was 6? Have you known Nolan since he was 4? Sorry, I don't know why I'm flexing like that. It's family. We're all family. It's card family here. But yeah, she's my sister. And it is what it is. But yeah, Sky's dad was doing well. We had a really, really good conversation during the game. We had a good conversation after the game while we finally got to meet Sky and tell him thank you for all the positive support he's given me in return while I was in the hospital. Me and Sky actually met. If y'all remember, 3 years ago, maybe 2 years ago, there were rumors that Sky was going to commit to Louisville. And I put out a tweet that was like, man, the Sky's looking good in Louisville. And I got cooked for it because he ended up not committing to Louisville because Illinois offered him more money. And it was a last second deal, kind of like the McKenzie deal. So he friended me. He was like, man, he immediately like added me he immediately followed me and was like, man, don't let them get to you. I was really close to signing to Louisville. It just wasn't a good fit for me right now. And then Kenny was named the coach, and he immediately was like, I'm coming to Louisville as soon as possible. And the rest is history. JV Bell, perfect point. They aren't as far off as the Twitter coaches would indicate. Just got to stack some wins. 1,000%. Definitely improvement from last year's team, says Cardone. I said that to Sean walking in. We walked in, we got on the little escalator, and there were hundreds of people, thousands of people around us. And I'm like, Twitter would like for you to believe that it's not packed like this. These people, I'll be honest with you, I didn't think the crowd was going to be that good because Louisville fans, when it's cold, rainy, snowy, we stay at home. That's just how we are. All sports. It is what it is. We stay home. CP in the building, Chris Pointer, the GOAT. Y'all, I've told y'all before, Chris Pointer is one of the reasons I came out of my shell in college and am the magnificent, amazing, humble host that you see today. So, Chris Pointer, appreciate you tuning in, appreciate you watching. But a lot of progress on the basketball floor. At the end of the day, I feel like whereas a lot of us didn't have any faith they were going to win another game the entire year, I feel like the consensus is we're probably going to win 5 or 6. And there's a possibility that it's more if we keep playing the way we did against Miami. Again, these are kids, and well, they're not kids. They get paid. They're still kids. They're still mentally not as advanced as me and you are, Wes. Maybe Higgy, because he's mentally superior. Superior.
It's okay, Hig. It's okay. It's okay. We're all here. We're all here.
Come on, Hig.
He's rather quiet. I guess he feels like he's like, I guess. Come on, Higgy, say something. Do something for the people.
No, I'm just asking, waiting for him to ask me about my opinions of what we could do better on.
Okay,
well, that's fine. Okay, so Higgy, let me catch up on the chat line. Those lower bowl ticket prices, the lower bowl ticket prices, the folks would see the amount of fans that come to games. Me and Sky's dad talked about that after the game, and I've told y'all before, I really feel like our university has priced out the average fan. When I started coming to games at Freedom Hall, you would see people from the East End, the West End, the South End. Everybody could afford to go. The tickets were $15. It was full every week. Football, same situation. You would see people from all areas of the city there. And the flight deck tickets, they used to be $10 a piece. They're $70 each now. Like, who wants to pay $70? Like, I used to be able to, every year, I would buy 20 tickets and take all my closest friends, and we go to the homecoming game every year. And then I don't remember what year it was. It was right before COVID. I called up. I was like, I want my normal 20 tickets. And they were like $1,400. I was like, $1,400 your mama's. I ain't giving you no $1,400 for no $200 seats. that I got last year. Oh, well, we raised them. Okay, cool. Robert Holt, what up? Premium subscriber Robert Holt at that. What's up, fellas? Let's just play hard and put some respect on the name. Then we see what happens. Never give up. Absolutely. I knew what you meant, Robert. J Bell says there's still a few. I'm still of a mindset that barring a miracle that he's cooked, but if we can run a few seasons on the way out, that would be awesome. Tickets are $75 before all the fees. Tanner, our guy Tanner from state of Louisville says that's the real reason people are upset because they aren't making a profit on ticket resales. Well, one of them, yeah, for sure.
Hey.
And Shelby says the Yum Center needs a bigger student section. I actually believe they need to move the student section from the end zones to the TV side. I think you'd get a lot, like right there behind the benches, put the family down in the corner, then put the student section there on the side, and you would see a lot for sure. Robert is correct. Absolutely. Look, let's just have some fun on the way out. Again, if you ask me right now, and Higgy, I see you over there sweating gravy. I'll get to you in just 1 second. If you were to ask me right now, Jeremy, do you think Kenny Payne is back for a third season no matter what? Oh, gosh. I do. I feel like he was promised 3 years before everything. He knew, Josh knew how long this rebuild was going to take, and that it wasn't just an overnight rebuild like a lot of people on social media will tell you it is. So I really feel like, and the thing that is going to confirm it to me is if the Carter Knox. Now, again, this was something that was misconstrued on Twitter, and I got attacked for it. Somebody said they listened to our show the other day, and I said, Kenny Payne.
I'm still right here. Hold on.
You're good. That Kenny Payne is getting a third year in Carter Knox. What I said was, Shelby says, yes, absolutely. Yes, I say yes, he's coming back for year 3. We have 8 rotational players. He's getting 3 years. Tanner, I agree with you. We'll have to get Tanner on here too. My perfect guest panel would be Tanner, J Bell, and Shelby. I think we could have a good time one night when we do these live with 55s. But what I said was, if you hear Carter Knox say, I commit to Louisville, that means that KP got a year 3. Like, it was a deal. A deal was struck. Hey, we'll commit to Louisville, but y'all got to promise this KP is going to be Steve Franconia in the building. So that's what I said. I didn't say anything else that was twisted and turned. I'm okay. I'm open to criticism. It is what it is. You got jealous people out there that's going to try to tear you down no matter what. So it is what it is. Oh, Jeff. Yeah, absolutely. Jeff left. Look, I was just reading the screen. I apologize, Jeff. Yeah, we got to get Jeff in here too. When we do live 55s, it's a little bit more relaxed. There's not a lot of, I'm a busy man defending all the championships behind me that you all see. So if I can get more of them in, we'll do one every week where we have some guests. Michelle says, I think a third year is definitely possible. I think people don't understand it's more than wins and losses that will determine that. Sis, I agree with you. I just think that when he decided not to let KP, because that was a real possible, that was something that was going to happen. He was going to be let go after the Kentucky game. He threw the Carter Knox Hail Mary, and everything changed. I do believe that he's going to be here the rest of the year, and he'll be here next year. And look, if things don't get any better, then let's get him out of here. But for me, okay, another question. Higgy, you go ahead. What do you think we could have done better in today's game? I'll take a little breather. I'll get me a drink. I'll let you talk for a few minutes. What do you think, other than what I brought up, which was we didn't guard their big very well. We zoned when we shouldn't have zoned. And we had stupid driving, kick-out turnovers. Other than that, what did you see?
Like, I felt like Mike James did a little too much as well. There was many times that he was driving on 2 or 3 defenders, and we could have easily had a pass out more than anything else. I thought like he felt like he had to put the whole team on his back more than anything else. And we all know Mike. He's not going to be He has to be a guy that is consistent with being a team player more than anything else. And he is a team player. But when he tries doing it all by himself, it makes it more difficult than anything else. So there was a lot of times I saw him driving on 2 and 3 defenders, and it was, I understand there was not calls and stuff like that, but Mike, you got to pass it a little bit once in a while, more than anything, out of those 2 and 3 defender drives.
Point two.
Huh?
Scott, I said Michelle makes a good point too. I threw it up on the screen. Scott needs to stop turning the ball over. He gets a little hesitant because he wants to make the right decision, and sometimes he gets in his own head. Trey White didn't play well either. Agree.
And then I also think getting Manny back once he's healthy will be a huge improvement for us too. BHH needs to get some
help.
Rest. He's got to get some help because having Caleb Glenn out on a 6'9", 6'10" guy and he's only 6'6" is going to be harder than most people think, more than anything else. Especially come Wednesday night when we play what's his name in North Carolina. So we got to be ready.
North Carolina next.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are we in North Carolina or here?
At North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Gosh.
Yeah, man. The thing about it. I'm sorry to interrupt. I know I stepped out for a second, bro. But the thing about the North Carolina game.
Let's hold the disclaimer up real quick. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
You see the disclaimer at the bottom?
Hold on.
Just here so I don't get mine. Go ahead.
I get bombed like that, but nah. Yeah. Nonetheless, the thing we need to do is the defense was there on certain possessions. And we definitely need Manny so Brandon doesn't get tired because Brandon has to fight. Like these last 2, he has to fight against himself. And I like Hersey actually coming in and spelling time 5 minutes. But we'll see how long that lasts. I know KP switched the substitutions up in between.
Mm-hmm.
But
I know there was a few times today too. Sorry to cut you off, Wes, but the tie even too. There's got to be times that he just has to be himself. He doesn't have to be the tie that we're seeing right now of making these freshmen mistakes and everything like that. We saw him much better against Texas and more quality opponents than we have seen him in the last few games. I'll be honest with you.
But that, honestly, with the guards and everybody else, that's the way it needs to be. Y'all don't have to force it. Don't force the jumpers. Let the offense come. Look for everybody who's next to you. Move the ball. Don't just jack up a jump shot. Or on the fast break, that floater he shot was forced. Mm-hmm. Curtis, he had a few jumpers that were forced, but the 2 that he hit were nice. But he has to let his jumpers come in time. If he lets them actually flow, like to where he gets the ball, one dribble, pull up, money. It showed that today. He has time to flow of his shot. He'll be fine.
Absolutely. And another thing, and that's the thing. We there were a couple of times when instead of just mellowing out and taking the shot, Brandon hurried his shots and he bricked them. You could tell which ones where he just tried to do too much too quick. It's like Jay Bell says, trying to hit home runs instead of singles. We only needed singles, but the thing I was proud we didn't do, like we have done in prior games when we've got it close, just start throwing up threes every time, and we didn't do that. We were taking it to the basket. We were cutting into the lead. We were forcing turnovers in transition at the baseline. We did that a couple times in the last minute of the game. We turned them over. So Trey's got to play some D, says Dwayne. Jeff left says Mike has to stop pivoting in the lane and throwing up shots. He hits a lot of them though, so I don't really mind that. Yeah. Dwayne says we play better on the road for some reason. Guess not as much pressure. I agree with that. Michelle says BHH, he is going to have to show that he deserves respect. He has to be more physical. Baycott will be trying to roll him over. Baycott's a beast, man. He's going to have to, but I think he matches up well with him. I will say that. Dwayne would like to see Tyler, and Hersey playing together once. That might be interesting. Michelle says Hersey's a smart player. He definitely gave good minutes. I'm shocked that a kid that couldn't get off the bench for a season and a half is just all of a sudden starting and we're playing a lot better. Does that say something about the fact that somebody should have noticed that up there and put him in sooner?
One of the only things I'll say about Hersey is the fact that since he's been here, his plus minus has always been really good. Even under Mac, he's never really had a problem. He may not score. He may not be the first to assist. He may not be able to do this and that. But Hersey does have an effect on the game when he's in the game.
Yeah.
He's definitely active.
Jay Bell says he's hitting the freshman wall. Tyler, I assume. Michelle says they look like they were rushing at times. Higgy's out of here too. Good. I don't get that back. Good. He's back. Glenn gave good minutes. Curtis has been rushing some. That's where a couple of vets would help. Agreed. And that's something that was supposed to happen. And he chose to take the younger guys instead of the seasoned guys, which never will make sense to me. Curtis played well. He just has to learn to move without the ball, says Corey. For sure. Michelle says it was the first 5 minutes that killed us. And it really was. Tanner says, I need Trey to be a driver instead of a jump shooter more. He can hit faders, but I think he has an NBA body and should utilize it more. I had somebody hit me up, DM me, and was like, I was just listening to the radio, and they said they think Curtis Williams could play in the NBA. Do you agree? And I'm like, absolutely. I absolutely think he's got that potential. Now, will he? I don't know. I can't see the – I wish I had the ability to see the future. But he's definitely got – and I told one of my friends on the support staff this. Shout out to Daniel Garcia joining us. We appreciate you joining us and supporting us. Curtis reminds me a lot of Larry O'Bannon. Larry came in. He gave good minutes at times, but he wasn't a lean-on guy. He wasn't a go-to guy his first 2 years. He was a minutes guy. He was a relief guy, and he did his job well. And that's kind of what I see in Curtis Williams. Jeff says, yep, I've been saying Hersey can play defense. Jeff says Trey is a defensive liability. Well, because he won't play defense. And he ran off the court for the handshake line tonight. So that KP can't have liked that at all. Caleb is a rebounding beast. Dwayne says we're missing JJ. He would have made a difference. I agree. All right, we're caught up on Shelby says Curtis is starting to rebound as well. Now he's a step behind defensively, but he's going to be special. If I'm going to add the caveat, if he sticks around, if KP is kept, I don't know how many of these kids stay with a different coach, no matter who they are. The coach may not want them. Steve Franconia says I need to see defense. That hasn't happened in KP's tenure yet. Full all-out defense. What happened today? It happened today, and it happened in spurts, and I was very happy to see it. Thank you, Steve, for the comment. Was happy to see it, and I had fun watching the team today. Well, 40 minutes. Yeah, well, for sure. But, again, you're talking about we want Louisville caliber basketball players here, and we don't have – the whole team's not Louisville caliber. Love the whole team. Wish the whole team well. But when you talk about 1980 to 2013 Louisville basketball player caliber, you're talking about 5 stars, All-Americans. We're getting there more than we had last year, but we're still building. Curtis reminds Jeff of a Nate Johnson, just not as wide. That's a great comparison. I don't hate that comparison. Michelle said something called the Smurfs. I don't know who that is. I don't follow any other team but Louisville, so I don't know what that is.
But honestly, in my opinion, like for the most part, the guys with the defensive rotations and everything else, they looked really good today.
Yep.
They moved to move. Some of those shots were just good offense. Good defense, better offense. That's what we saw happen. And that's honestly where we're at when it comes to the point of our seasons and everything else. Like a lot of teams will shoot confident against us, even if we play really good defense. But no,
But
like,
letting them,
huh?
I was gonna say, letting them shoot over 50% from the threes when their season average is 33%. That's what scares me the most.
Yeah, that's scary, but at the same time, like knowing our guys are actually there versus missing closeout versus doing everything else. It's like if you can't stop it, you can't stop it. But at the same time, it's definitely iffy because our guys are doing a lot better job on the closeouts and everything else. There is much more, and oh, hold on, sorry. Okay, go ahead. Hey, don't get loud. I'm sorry, my nieces are here. It's a
It's
family
all
affair. Hold on.
It's all good. Dwayne Cross, we're definitely young. A lot of fans don't get that. John Lindemann says our fans are delusional and expect an immediate turnaround. Steve says most teams shoot close to 50%.
Hold on, sorry, real quick. Hold on, I'll be right back.
All right, cool. Most teams shoot close to 50% all the time in steals and deflections. If we had at least one veteran, we would have won half the games we lost. I don't disagree with that. And Michelle, TV Teddy was definitely trying to TV Teddy on a few of those no calls. We don't need any help losing, LOL. Look, here's what I want to say about that. I'm going to take up for the fans on Twitter that have been eccentric to an extent, that feel like it should have been already at any other school. This should have already been, to their credit, this should have already been turned around. But no other school in the country has went through what we went through. Now, has KP? I lobbied hard for KP. I really did. That's the reason why a lot of people hate me on Twitter, is because I wanted KP here. Did I want him here because I believed in him? Yes. Did I want him here because of the access I would get? Yes. Did I want him here because I thought he would take our program to a new level? Yes. Am I going to apologize? No. Do I think that KP, as of right now, was the right choice? It's hard to say. Right now, I'm giving him a C minus on his, well, no, sorry, a D minus on his grade so far as our head coach. However, I'm doing that with the caveat, I've said that word twice now, I hate that word, that he has overcome a bunch of stuff that you all do and don't know about to be where he's at right now. My only issues with him is hearing that he's not listening to the people around him and he's being stubborn. That needs to go out the door, and I feel like this week it did go out the door a little bit. After the game, like I said earlier, we went over to Cherry Picking, which is Sydney Smith. Shout out to Sis and Nolan. Their juice bar down there on Market Street. So if you're down there, go give it a try. Amazing stuff. And we talked, and it was a great conversation. Got to see Shayna. It was a good time. Knock some sense into him. 55. Jeremy, no need to explain yourself. I know. No need to explain myself, but look, I know you've always told me, Michelle, that I don't need to admit to anything and I don't need to take any responsibility. But at the end of the day, I have a show. I have a platform. People look to me for information. I give them what the coaches are telling me. It is my duty to, if I'm wrong about something, to own up to it. And so far, I feel like I was wrong with the hire. But I will also say this. I don't think I'm ready to fire him just yet. I want to see what he does the rest of the season with his back up against the wall and these kids finally starting to gel. Yeah, 1038 is horrific for sure. Stop, John. I don't want to fight Marcus Maben. Yep, we got a football commit during the game. We had years of hot garbage surrounding the program, says John. White's demeanor shows pretty big. That's why USC sent him on his way. Maybe so. I don't understand in 2 years why the defense is so bad. Great defense leads to good offense. Agreed. You give out the best info. Well, thank you, David. It's not that I give out the best. Well, I guess it could be the same. I guess both things can be true. I've got friends in the football coaching staff. I've got friends in the basketball coaching staff. They tell me stuff. I tell y'all, does all of it come true? No, but who else has the access to the basketball? Nobody else has the access to the basketball staff. And that's not me being cocky. That's ask them. That's why a lot of them don't want KP here anymore. Ask them. Marcus may have a little bit of access to him, but other than Marcus, can't nobody else just directly call up the coaches and got you there, Wes. Got the audio. I don't have the video. Then we see a win streak going soon. Surprise some people. I do too. Wes is back in the building video wise. Thank you, Glenn, for joining in. But look, fact of the matter is this. Hey, Pete. Thank you, Lucy. Lucy's over here. If y'all can't see her in the corner, she's snoring. So I appreciate you snoring right in the middle of my show. It's probably because of Higgy. But look, I am not happy with the state of the program right now. Let's just be honest. Nobody is. I am happy to fight. I am happy to see some building blocks. And I do believe that this team is on the verge of turning it around. And look, you all may not want year 3 of Kenny Payne, but you're going to have to – something's telling me you're going to have to deal with it. And my hope is that this summer, the things that he refused to listen to this past summer, he does listen to this summer, and it turns around. And we're back to exactly what we thought. We're back to exactly what we thought Louisville basketball was going to be when we got him. Y'all have any other questions in the chat that we can answer while we're here? And Mark, absolutely. Nobody's happy with 10-38. But you can not be happy with 10-38 and still be able to acknowledge improvement and changes and stuff. So I really feel like we've done things a little bit better, and we can continue to build on that. Higgy, how about you? How do you feel about that?
Like I'm in agreement with you, and we all agree that 10-38 is not where we thought the program would be. But at the same time, we know what this team is doing, how they played the last 2 games and stuff. Shows a lot more promise than the last how many games we had before then. Like, there's a lot more fight in this team. There's a lot more determination. They feel, I think they play a lot more like a Louisville team that we would be 100% behind, no matter who the coach was or anything else.
Yeah.
I told Nolan after the game at the juice bar, I said, this team is night and day different than the team that I saw in the court a month ago. And he smiled really big and just agreed. He's like, we just ran out of gas today. And I think he meant the bigs because we don't have, but we've got Danilo, which I'm not calling him the other name. And we've got BHH, which is doing the daggone thing. And I appreciate it. Corey says, the way the team has played the last couple of games, what are your predictions for the rest of the season? Look, I've learned my lesson, Corey. I'm not predicting wins anymore. I did that at the beginning of the year, and I have failed miserably at that. Here's the thing. You can look and guess. I thought we were going to win this game and drop Miami. I had it the other way around. So I'm definitely not an expert when it comes to games and stuff, but if you're asking me, I think 15 wins is attainable. The back half of our schedule is a lot easier. So I'll go 15. That's a great question. What about you, Wes? How many wins do we end up with at the end of the season?
Honestly, I'm worried. So what we at now? 6-10? So I think we can definitely get 10 more. 10, 11 more. If honestly, if the guys harness that effort they put in down in Miami, we can win plenty of games. Going against NC State today, we fell for that press. That press was not what everybody thought it was. They succumbed to pressure and they got a little rattled. If our guys actually become used to it and adapt, they can win games. Because no other team in the ACC is going to actually push up on us the way NC State did. And NC State didn't even really challenge us like that.
So let's do this.
They can.
Yeah, for
Go
sure.
ahead, bro.
Let's do this. Let's go through the rest of the schedule. And let's see. Corey's got them at 12. So that's and great talking point, Corey. I've got them at 15. Michelle says people love pointing out the record, and okay, numbers don't lie, but winning is a process and it has to start somewhere. Totally agree. So we got North Carolina. That's probably a L. Wake Forest. I feel like we can get them. So 1-1. Duke. There's another
Loss.
Virginia at home. I think we get them this time. So 2-2. Moving to February. Florida
What are you
State.
doing?
Florida State is probably a loss. Syracuse is probably a win. So we're 3-3 through the next 6. We beat Georgia Tech 4-3. Boston College not that good. That's a possible win. We lose at Pitt. So we're 5-4 through the next 9. We beat Notre Dame. We're 6-4 through the next 10. So 6-4 puts us at 14 wins. Let's just say I was a little bit. So we'll say we will finish the next 10 games with a 5-5 record. We will end February with a 5-6 record. So 5 wins would put us at what, 13?
Yeah.
So that would put us at 13. And then we're in March. We got 3 very winnable games against Boston College, Virginia Tech, and Syracuse again. So that would put us right at the 16 mark. So maybe
plus 1 game in the ACC tournament. So
yeah,
absolutely, we could win a game in the ACC tournament. I wasn't talking regular season wins. So, and heck, if you get to 16 wins, 17 wins, you're making one of the smaller tournaments, and maybe you make a run there and you end up with more wins. I don't know. I don't want to talk. I don't really want to get that far ahead talking tournament with this team. They had not shown tournament value just yet, but I really liked what I saw today. It felt like old school Louisville basketball. If we could have cut down the turnovers and Brandon could have timed the the little spin. Listen, Corey thinks we're going to win the tournament, the conference tournament. I know he's joking. We could win the conference tournament and make the NCAA tournament. Wouldn't that be a special end to the season in a big shank to the I don't want Kenny guys, because that would guarantee. I think he's already been guaranteed a 3rd year, but that would absolutely guarantee a 3rd year. Hi, Miss Kelly. Appreciate you joining us. Miss Kelly just joined in. Says Kelly is.
Hold on. Jocelyn was in here too. Dang, I'm over here on dad duty, moving back and forth. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
I've been talking to Michelle the whole time.
I know, but I've been moving back and forth, bro.
That's true. They could win the ACC tournament. They had the talent to do it. Look, I looked at Sean during the game, and I said, "This is just like y'all remember the video. The song I Believe I Can Fly."
Yeah.
By R. Kelly. I was watching this team today, and I was like, "This is the visual proof of that song. I believe I can fly, except for without all the P."
Hey. Hey, bro.
Are smelly.
Nah, I'm about to say, if you know where I'm at, honestly, that part is T.I. before he got locked up. That what up, what's happening? House full, getting to it. You know how we do it.
Listen,
that's where I'm at right now.
Look, I liked what I saw today. I wish our defense has been spotty all year. I wish we could tighten the defense up a little bit. Offense ain't been bad all year.
No.
There's been a lot of times where it doesn't look like we're running an offense, but we've been scoring 80, 85 points. It feels like very, very often. So, but yeah, shout out to R. Smelly. R. Kelly. It is what it is. But yeah, I was just in my head. It was like I saw we made a run to take the lead, and as we were making that run, it was like I can see it, I can do it. I can't sing though, but it was just like I believe I can fly.
Neither can I.
The video because it was a Space Jam soundtrack, right? And I just saw like the doom, and it was like, okay, we can do it, but we couldn't. But I was just seeing that.
We're reflecting with that.
I was. It was like I was looking at the game and there were cutscenes like it was a video game in my head playing, like I was entering the next level. So, but yeah, look, guys, we've been on here for about 55 minutes. Oddly enough, I didn't plan it, but we'll stay here until y'all are done with questions. I've got a couple more minutes before I have to bounce. Higgy, is there anything that other than that dog's butt in your face? Is there anything you want to address?
No, I'd like to talk about that tight end we got today. He's a stud.
You want to address shout out?
Oh yeah, hey, lose the tight end, get another.
Shout out to the transfer portal king right now.
Yes, sir.
Listen, me and Sean a couple of times we got crop dusted. Not by gas, but by the residue of bomb, because Brady Brom walked past us about 8 times, and we could just smell the greatness coming off of him.
Oh, shout out to the Chicago Bears for falling for whatever Liam Cohen is selling.
I don't know who Liam Cohen is.
None of us do, but we all know that he could be leaving somewhere. Like, I don't know how.
I legitimately don't know who the guy is.
Fair enough, bro. Fair enough.
I really don't. Cardone agrees with Michelle. I think KP's I believe speech before the Miami game motivated him. Michelle wants to know, Wes, what's up with the space tonight, man?
Oh yeah.
They're not really.
Hold on, Jocelyn. We should be on about 8. I'm not gonna lie to you. We should be on about 8. What time is it now? 6:28. I got a house full, mainly with my nieces. So, yeah, we're looking for about 8. I'm gonna check with the guys and I'm gonna let you know.
Listen, okay, and that's something.
Hey, chill.
For Wes and for Higgy, I want you to stay here. I want y'all to stay here after we end the show so we can talk for a second. And there's a couple of Wes, go ahead and give your closing thoughts. And I've got some stuff I'm gonna do really quickly with the group stuff while you are wrapping up.
My closing thoughts are the fact that guys fought back. They came down the stretch, and they didn't give up. The fight is there. They just have to harness it. They have to hold on. Sorry. They have to harness it, and they have to move forward. The defensive effort wasn't as bad as people think. They have to work on the closeouts and everything. The defensive effort saw a massive improvement tonight. I really believe that this team is moving forward. Even if it's little by little. I know people don't want to be patient and take it at that, but nah. The room is hold on. Boogie, hold on. Go back.
Have to have the tablet, and I said yes, she can have the tablet, but Danielle's not letting her have it.
Hold on, I'll be in there. Go in the room.
What she said. Which, by the way, shout out to Deuce and Cam, Nolan and Shayna's kids. Love them. They both.
Justin, come here.
Deuce tried to beat me up after the game. I didn't appreciate it.
Hold on. Since we're here, say hi.
Hello.
Hello.
On the podcast? What the heck?
Go.
What the heck?
My daddy's on the podcast.
Your daddy's the star. Mark M.
No.
Wes. Mark M. is asking you defense. You saw defensive improvement today,
bro. I definitely did. Hey, everybody. Hey, yo. Everybody.
He's full of Andre the Giant on him. Everybody move.
Forward. Go. Everybody in the room. Goodbye. No, thank you. Goodbye.
Close our door.
Yes. Goodbye.
Love
yes.
it. I
definitely saw defensive improvement at certain points. Like, there was a lot of moments where guys closed out on closeouts. Guys were actually active with hands. Nobody just let anybody get in front of them. If you didn't see that, you're crazy.
Look, it's like my mama always said, you ain't got to go, but you can't stay in here. So get out, as Cardone says. Look, we appreciate everybody joining in with us. I don't remember if I acknowledged Brian Davis. He said, hi, 55. What's up, my man? Appreciate you. Appreciate your support. If you all look, I'll close with this. Keep supporting the basketball team, whether you like KP or not. Those kids, they deserve our love and support. Keep doing that. If you don't like KP, there was a couple of guys that were booing him when he came out. Keep acting a fool and boo him. It is what it is. Yes, Albert, absolutely. Albert says shot clock violations, late clock, forced shots equal improvement. I do agree with that. Jeff doesn't want Mark to be a Mark. Look, Mark is entitled to his opinion, though. We don't opinion shame here. You know what? I'm gonna bring I'm gonna bring Sis in after the show and talk about it. She's here. She's in the waiting room. But I saw a little diamond in one press. I want more. Absolutely. So here's what I want to again support the team. You don't have to support the coach if you don't want them. Let's not be ugly on Twitter. And about me personally, you can love me, you can hate me. I can guarantee you one thing. You have been on Twitter talking about me for the last 4 years, and I've not mentioned your name once on Twitter. So continue doing what you do. You do a really good job at what you do. I don't have any problem with you. Don't know why you have a problem with me. We'll leave it at that. Much love. I hope you have a lot of success going forward. But as far as I feel like Stephen A. Smith now. Y'all thought I was done? You thought I was done? For the wrestling fans, tonight is TNA Hard to Kill at 8 o'clock, I believe. Check that out. Here in Louisville, OVW Wrestling every Thursday night at 7. They have revamped the set. Mick Foley is a special guest trainer for the next 5 weeks. He'll be there. Mickey James is the new leader of women's creative coach. Come watch. It's a great product. They even added pyro this week. Like our guy came in. We had a Canadian billionaire came in and watched the show Wrestlers on Netflix. Loved what he saw. Put a ton of money into OVW, and you can tell by the talent. You got Mick Foley, you got James Storm, you got Enzo Amore, you got Mickey James here now. He's wanting to make OVW the number 2 wrestling company in the world, and I think he can do it. So if you enjoy that type of stuff, again, TNA Hard to Kill is coming live tonight at 7 or 8 tonight on pay-per-view. Check that out. Yeah, let's see. Texans pick 6, up 31-14. Y'all talk. Yeah, for sure. Need to get together on Thursday night. You know where I sit every Thursday night. I get in before everybody else because I do have that VIP treatment at OVW. I sit in the same spot every week. You all have to come up and say hi to me. And if it's now, Brian don't have to do this because I know Brian's face, but it's very important if you all see me out and say hi to me, let me know where I know you from, because if I've only talked to you on Twitter, I don't look at the Avies very much. So I probably know you, but don't know you. So be like, hey, it's B Davis 95. Like, until we've seen each other a couple times, let me know. Let me know who you are. But look, for my guy Wes, for my guy Higgy, for myself, this has been Live with 55. We're about to have a team meeting after the show. Sis is joining us. Waiting for the little man John Lindemann to hop in with us too. We appreciate it though. Let's go ahead and roll those beautiful credits. We'll see you all next time, probably Tuesday or maybe Wednesday after the. What time do we play Wednesday?
I believe so.
Whatever. We make huh?
It wouldn't surprise me if it's like a 7 or 8 o'clock game.
Well, maybe we come to y'all after the game Wednesday night. We'll see. We'll play it by ear. But until next time, this has been Live with 55 with my amazing guest host, my amazing co-host, Wes Keys, who always has the keys to the success for Louisville, and the notorious double snack cake. I mean, HI double GY Higgy. We'll see y'all next time. We're out.